Welcome to the next video in the Noughts and Crosses development in C++. So far we've done the main game loop, we've set up the display grid and the display input. This video is going to focus on the check input function. Okay, so all this is doing is it takes in a row and column of the squares to fill, and then it fills it depending on what we're doing. Okay, so we'll just go on to the FilledSquare function. Okay, so quick comment. If the selected square is not empty, do this. So we're going to create an if loop. So if the condition of grid row column is not equal to, and then a space inside two single speech marks, which is basically saying if the grid and then whatever grid area is selected, so if it's grid 0, 0 is not equal to empty, then do this. Else, do this. Okay, so that's the structure of how we're going to set it up. Inside here, if it's not equal to 0, then print to screen, see out that square is filled. Please try again. Speech marks because we want a string, and then end line. Okay, so if it's not equal to 0, then that square has been filled. Please try again. That's all we need in that section. So that's just a message to the user. So else, if we'll just put a comment saying so if the square is not empty, do this. If the square is empty, run this with the selected input, and then just in brackets I'll just put x and 0. So basically it's going to work out whether or not that square needs filling in, and it's going to work out what players currently being used, so it's player 1 or player 2, and then depending on that it's going to select x or 0 to fill in. Okay, so we're going to go if, we'll have a nested loop, if the current player is equal to 1, so if the current player is equal to 1, then grid, and then whatever row and whatever column it is, so row, column, we want to put in that block or that box, we will put x. Okay. Else, if it's not player 1, inside the grid, and then again whatever row and whatever column it is, we want to put 0. Equals okay, and then semicolon, and then we want to do filled squares plus there. So basically what this is doing is that increment before where it's counting up to 9 to work out whether the game's over. Increment the filled squares far as we've filled a box. Okay. Again, comment. So what we're doing here, just move this down so it's structured right. We created inside the fill square, we've got if the grid and whatever box it is not equal to an empty space, then do this. So say that it's already been filled. Else, which is the bit we're kind of hoping for, if there's a space, which there should be, then if it's player 1, put an x, or if it's not player 1, so if it's player 2, put a 0. And then after we've done that, increment the box that just says that we've filled an extra square. So that's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 until it's full. This is basically a nested loop here inside sorry, this is nested loop inside here, but because we're only using one little character, you don't really need to put these code blocks. Generally, you would put the open brackets and close brackets, but because we're doing really simple on here, it'll run exactly the same. It's easy to read. So filled brackets, and then just pull this one up to here, and then we should have it in line. Should be there. Okay. So the reason I've just done that is when you click on this here, you'll see that it's in line from here. So click on it, close, open, close. Click on that one, open, close, and then click on that, open, close. Okay. So that is our short video on creating the FilledSquares function.